Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me today for BizTalk 31. My name is Wally Rauda and I come to you live from Singapore. For those of you who have never been to BizTalk with me before, let me introduce my credentials. I have been an academic motivator and a lecturer in change management, human resources, business continuity management, and strategic marketing for some 30 years. I have lived in Singapore for the last 28 plus years. I have been head of human resources and senior vice president and chief people officer for companies, including shipping companies all over the world. I have currently and have been for many years a fellow lecturer and a lecturing fellow at many other universities and government institutions around the world. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be talking to you about change management. But first, let me wave to you and welcome you all to my session today, live from Singapore. Everybody wave back to me. Let me see that you're alive. Everybody switch on your cameras and learn, please. Okay, throughout the session, thank you. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to my session and welcome to Singapore. It's a beautiful sunny day in Singapore. I hope your city's the same. And thank you for joining me on Easter Friday. I very much appreciate it. For those of you who've only got your names here and not your pictures, please, in order to help me and as a respect and courtesy to me, please switch on your cameras. If your cameras are switched on, you will get certificates. Please switch on your cameras if you're going to learn anything. I don't want to see your photographs or your black name and white name. I want to see real people. That's why you should be here. If you want to be here and be successful, please switch on your cameras. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me share my presentation with you and let's start today's discussion. All right, can everybody see my presentation? Can you wave to me if you can see my presentation? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about some serious issues. Today is not just a motivation session like some of the sessions I've run in the past. Today we're going to start talking about academic theories and academic disciplines, business disciplines that you need to use in everyday success, whether you use them as an individual or you use them as a company or you use them as a person working for a company. These are elements that you need to use every day. Change management is something. It's a systematic approach. It's a way of behavior for you to deal with taking the business from where it is today, taking your life from where it is today on a transformation. But for you to actually go down that road of transformation, you have to have goals. You have to have set yourself goals. And in part of those goals, the goals should include processes, where you want to be, what technologies you want to be using. They should be complete goals. And I think I've spoken to you all in previous sessions about being positive and setting goals and thinking out of the box or being eccentric with the goals you set. So change is about a systematic approach to you working those goals in order to achieve change, whether you're achieving the change for you as an individual or whether you're achieving it for the business that you're working for or the company that you're working for. Why do people want change? It's in order to actually effect an improvement in the business profitability in the bottom line or in your success as an individual in the job that you perform from day to day. Change is about being different. Change is about doing things differently. Change is about doing things eccentrically, doing things out of the box. Change is about you or the organization identifying that you need to change. It's about you as an organization saying to yourselves, business has been good previously. Business has died because of COVID-19. The market forces are no longer the same. How do we survive in new market forces? How do we compete in new market forces? All of this requires change. And all of this means being able to go through the curve or the process of change management. It means being able to implement a systematic approach in order for you to change. The idea of change management on a personal level has been studied for more than 100 years. However, as corporates, as businesses, we have only started using these philosophies since the early 80s, and that's some time ago. However, a lot of people still today in business don't understand the reality of what change management involves. And hopefully today, I'm going to show you some of the basic elements of change management. And in the coming weeks, I'll be doing change management 2, and we'll be going further in detail. So please make sure you stay tuned in the next 2 weeks and look for change management 2, and we'll take the session further. And during change management 2, I'll give you checklists that you can use as you move forward through your change management process. So let's look at the world as it was. In the last 3 years, the world has been subject to the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 has ruined the world, ladies and gentlemen. COVID-19 has changed the world. Millions of people have died. Millions of people are in their graves. China, Europe, the US has actually dug mass graves, big holes, and just put people in them. That has never been done since World War or since Hitler and the war with Germany. That has never been done. Now we're doing it again, thanks to a natural disaster, whether it's man-made or not, COVID-19. If you as a person or you as a company do not realize that you need change management in order to survive and being able to continue, as we call, go on with business, then you do not expect to remain in business or remain successful. Your lifespan, your days are numbered as a business if you're not ready for change. If you as an individual are not ready for change, then your days living in poverty or being unsuccessful or earning a minimum wage are going to be around for a long time, and it's never going to happen. Today, change management initiatives have become critical. Today, people having to realize and understand the tools of change management is no longer an option. Change management today has to be treated as a critical element or ingredient of your understanding in order for you to survive in any business environment. Whether you're a store manager, a supervisor, whether you're a leader, a team leader, or team supervisor, change management is critical. The discipline and the attitude required for you to be successful today and for you to be able to handle the problems caused as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and the pressures it has left on companies and businesses around the world, that can only be done through somebody with the proper and correct understanding of what change management is. Change management today, ladies and gentlemen, is the only way to drive your personal success or your company and business success, organizational success. You need to drive the success of the organization through its strategy moving forward. And by driving the strategy with the correct strategy today, it will automatically drive your bottom line. If you cannot drive strategy and not drive the behavior and the philosophies and the attitudes and the processes of the company, then unfortunately your bottom line is going to go backwards. Instead of going up, it's going to drop, and eventually, sadly, but unfortunately, you will be out of business. And if you're an individual, sadly, you'll be living in poverty as a failure all your life. Managing change, ladies and gentlemen, has therefore today, more than ever, thanks to COVID-19, become a critical skill, both for leadership and you as workers or employees, whether you're mid-management, lower management, or just clerical staff in an organization. Change management is something that's critical at all levels. I'll give you an example. When I've taught change management for multinational companies around the world, we don't teach change management just to the very top level of the organization. We start by teaching change management to the bottom level and the middle level. And once they start thinking and talking about change initiatives, then we talk to senior management and executive management. Because if I only talk to executive management and senior management, and I don't involve the hands-on, the real people that drive the business, who are middle management, lower management, and the rank and core of the company, change management will never happen, because these people at the lower end of the chain or the lower end of the organizational structure are critical for any part of the change management process. The first critical important step of change management is strategy, your strategy. So before we talk about that, let's just see, does anybody have any questions so far? Does anybody have any questions of me so far about what I've said? Let's go back. Has anybody got any questions? Would you like to raise your hand? Anybody got questions? If you have a question, please raise your hands. Anybody has a question? Anybody has any questions? Yes, I do have a question. Bear with me, please. I have to find the person who's raised their hands. One moment. Okay, who's raised their hand? Here we go. All right. Okay, who have I got here? Michelle Perales, can you unmute your microphone, please? Hello, Michelle. Do you have a question for me, Michelle? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. For
Go ahead.
hello.
Yes, I'm listening. Go ahead.
For in our situation today, how can we conquer the change of the management, or how can we manage it?
All right. If you can ask me that question a bit later, I will answer that throughout the lesson today. All right. As long as you understand how important change management is, and as long as you understand the fundamentals of the concept of change management, I will answer that for you before the end of the session. Is that all right? Okay, thank you. I'll talk to you again shortly. Thank you. Okay, let's talk to the next person. Tut Bak Chiang. Would you like to unmute your microphone? Are you there, Tut? Hello. Would you like to unmute your microphone and ask a question? Yes or no? Okay, I'll come back to you later. Thank you. Okay, who's next? Irene Marat. Would you like to unmute your microphone and ask a question? Hi, Irene. How can I help you? Are you there, Irene? Unmute your microphone. I can't hear you, Irene. You must unmute your microphone. Hi,
Yes,
Irene. How can I help you today?
Nothing to say. I'm sorry. I accidentally raised my hand. Sorry, sir.
Okay,
No,
do you have any
nothing.
questions so far?
No, sir. I don't have. I don't
Okay,
have
you're
questions.
welcome. Enjoy the lesson. Thank you. All right,
Thank
let's
you,
go
sir.
back to the lesson, guys. Okay, so what we need in order to make change management happen is the first thing we need to do is have a strategy. Does everybody know what I mean by a strategy? What does a strategy mean? A strategy means having a clear roadmap, a clear set of goals that actually tell you how you want to run your business. The strategy has to include the goals you want to achieve and how you want to achieve them and what do you need to change. All of this must be included in a document which is called your strategy. Your strategy has to serve as the guiding framework for providing direction and shaping the future way your business models itself, markets itself, prices its goods, serves its customers, dictates the way or the type of customers you have and what sort of customers you choose to go after and spend money getting as your customers. All of that is part of your strategy. All right, so let's stop that again and let's talk and ask, how many of you here can give me examples of a strategy you would need to formulate to make your business successful? Let's talk about Mark J. Basco. Are you there, Mark? Would you like to unmute your microphone? Unmute your microphone. Hello, Mark. Unmute your microphone. Hi, Mark. Where are you from?
Hello, from Philippines.
All right, Mark, are you working or do you have a business, or what sort of job do you have? What sort of company do you work for?
I don't have business.
Okay. Do you work or are you unemployed?
Student,
Are you unemployed or are you working?
unemployed.
All right. So tell me, if you wanted to start a business, what sort of business would you start?
Start a business. Food court.
Sorry, a computer business. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. So tell me, what are some of the important elements that you must plan in your strategy for you to start a business? Give me 2 ideas very quickly. 2 ideas. What are they?
Planning.
Well, you need to plan how much money you need. And for that, you need a business plan and a strategy. Yes. Number 2.
Money. Financial.
You've already told me that money. I know. Number 2.
Technique.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's good. Okay, Mark, good. You've given me some ideas. Now, Mark, whether it's a strategy for you to start a business or a strategy for you to change and stop being unemployed and become successful, you need to start using change management. And I think the most important part for you, Mark, is you need to start developing a strategy on how to improve yourself and how to get yourself a job. All right, mate? And I'll talk to you later more about that. Okay, somebody's put up their hands here. Marjorie, can you share with me what strategy you would use to improve your business or your company? Go ahead, Marjorie.
I think for me, first is you should consider your budget or your capital to your business.
Can you speak up, Marjorie? I can't hear you. Speak up, please.
Okay. For me, I think first you should think about your capital you're going to put up to your business, and then location. Do you hear me, sir? Location.
Okay, location is part of change management strategy. Do you have the correct location? Yes. Give me another one, please.
And then the second one for me is your rental for your space.
Okay. The next question is, should you continue paying that sort of money per square meter for space, the cost of the space? Yeah, I agree with you.
I think you need to choose the small space first.
So you would need to have a strategy to decide how much space you really need and whether that space has to be prime real estate or you can use cheaper real estate. That would depend on your strategy. Yes. Give me one more, please, Marjorie. One more.
And then proper planning on how you sell your product. It's like
good, excellent. Okay, so part of that, Marjorie, would not be just on how to sell your product, but it would also be what type of customers you want. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what.
So your customer profile, the demographics of the customers you want to go after, because your customers need to be able to afford your products and services. Is that right, Marjorie?
Yes, right.
Marjorie, very good. I'm so proud of you. Your 3 answers are very good. I'll talk to you again later. Thank you, Marjorie.
Thank you.
Okay, let me talk to someone else. Who else can add to Marjorie's ideas? Augustine, can you lower your hand? Open your microphone. Can you unmute your microphone, Augustine? Hi, Augustine. Tell me, what other strategies would you need to have before you implement change to your business?
As it is now on operational, because my small sari-sari stores here.
Okay, good. So you're talking about operational strategies which relate directly to the way you run the business or produce the product.
Yes, a small sari-sari store here.
Right. Okay.
As an operation now, it's a very little capital, but the strategy what we made,
Okay.
the buy and
Okay,
sell.
Augustine, answer some simple questions for me. Are you a manufacturer or are you a distributor?
A sari-sari store owner, sir. Just
You're
like
a
an store.
distributor or a manufacturer?
Distributor, sir.
All right. So your strategies, Augustine, and write these down. You need to follow these strategies, Augustine. One, is the product that you're distributing the right product for today's market? Number two, is this product environmentally green and friendly, which is what the market wants today? Number three, is your supply chain at the right price? And can you sell it at the right price to meet
Yes, sir.
competition? Number
Yes,
four, who are your customers? Write it down, Augustine. I'm giving you help. Write it down. Who are your customers? What is their market demographic? Are you focusing on individual customers that can only afford $30 or $40 a month for sanitizers? Or are you focusing on corporate clients like hospitals and businesses? All right. Who are your clients? What is the demographic? You understand that?
Sir, as I mentioned, this is only a small store.
Okay, but you want to grow. You want to grow. So all of
Yes.
this should be part of your strategy to grow, Augustine. If you keep saying to yourself, I'm only a small store, you're never going to make money. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, good on you, Augustine. And hopefully, if you need more help at the end of the session, I'll give you some more ideas. Now, all of you have
Yes,
heard
sir,
some
thank
of the
you.
strategies I've given Augustine. Let me talk
Yes,
to
sir,
some
thank you.
others and see if you can add ideas. Mary Ann Pangilan. Hello, Mary Ann. Could you lower your hand? Hi, Mary Ann. Tell me, can you give me some ideas of strategies that you consider important before going down change management?
Yes. Hi. Good afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I audible? Sorry, am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just speak up a bit, please. Speak up.
Okay. For me, I will do the SWOT analysis first to make
Yes.
correct strategies that you are needing in establishing a business.
Yes.
SWOT means strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats of a business that you want to establish. So
Great.
using this SWOT analysis, then you can plan what the business you want to establish and how it may run. That's all
Excellent.
I can answer. Thank you.
Well, Mary Ann, you've added a very good point. You should be very proud of yourself. What Mary Ann has explained is part of her strategy is she would first start with a SWOT analysis. What does the SWOT analysis talk about? It talks about the strengths of her businesses or her business, the weaknesses in her business, okay, the opportunities her business has in the market, and who her threats are or what the threats are in her market. And they are critical. They are the most important part of anyone's business strategy. Thank you, Mary Ann. You're on a very good start. And hopefully I can help you and work with you to show you more. There's several other formulas which you'll learn, Mary Ann, in more detail during change management too. I hope you'll join me then. Thank you, Mary Ann. I'll talk to you again. Let's talk to one more person before we move on. Can I talk to who else? Okay, let me talk to Roxanne Rotani Rebellas. Hello, Roxanne. Can you open your microphone? Hi, Roxanne. How are you today, young lady?
I'm fine, sir.
Tell me, Roxanne, can you give me another strategy that is important before you go down the road of change management, which you've learned or you should have learned recently? Give me one other element.
Before changing management, you should provide trainings. You should have trainings.
Right, excellent. What else? Give me one more.
Don't expect implement change management overnight.
Right, they're on the right track. But I want you to think of the elements that you need for strategy before you implement it. So before you decide whether you're going to go down change management and why you're going to go down change management, what sorts of questions should you be asking yourself, Roxanne? What do I want to do? Do the people that work for me, do they have the skills required to make the change? Do I
Yes,
need to bring in
you should-
external help?
Yes, sir. You should think carefully of what kind of changes are you going to do in your
Good,
business.
excellent. Thank you, Roxanne. Good. So ladies and gentlemen, if I can go back to my slides and I'll come back and talk to more of you shortly. Thank you, Roxanne. I'll talk to you again shortly. So ladies and gentlemen, strategy serves as a guiding framework for providing direction and shaping decision-making throughout the change process. The strategy should be based on, the strategy could include results of a SWOT analysis, or the strategy itself could include having our expert team come in and do a SWOT analysis for you. But SWOT analysis and other analysis tools should be part of your strategy because they will help you establish where you go with change management. For a normal company, we would usually do the analysis beforehand, and the results of that analysis would be part of your change management framework. They would be part of the strategy as your guiding framework. A simple way to gather data in order for you to be able to build a strategy is to set up interviews and ask questions regarding different aspects of your change. That could be with the people who work for you, whether on the factory floor, for the gentleman who sells sanitizers with your manufacturer, with customers who buy your product. You need to ask questions about what they want from you and how you would have to change in order to get their business. If you're a sanitizer business, you shouldn't be relying on walk-in consumers. You should be talking to small hospitals, old people's homes, schools, and all other businesses that use sanitizers. Why can't you as a small retailer supply them and grow your business? Why should you just hope for the average consumer to walk in? So we've understood that strategy is important. We've understood that strategy means having a bank of information, and strategy can be developed through using different forms of analysis and questionnaires or by reviewing your processes. If you don't have the means to do the analysis up front, part of your strategy could be to bring in a consultant, an expert consultant like myself or another academic or a consultant from anywhere around the world to do that strategy planning or strategy analysis for you and give you results and answers so you can base your strategy on that and help you develop your strategy. It would be cheaper to have the correct strategy than for you to implement change and fail. Okay, let's talk about the questions that you need to ask. What am I planning to change? What is this? What is the thing that I want to change? What is being changed? Am I changing myself as an individual, or am I changing the way we as a company do business? Am I changing our manufacturing process? Am I changing our products to meet market demand? Am I changing the way we produce our products? Am I changing the product to become more environmentally friendly? Am I changing from a handmade process to a machine-made process? Am I changing to a bigger factory to meet higher demand? Am I changing by automating my assembly line? Am I changing by making my store from a brick and mortar shop to an online business or building an online platform? What is being changed? And then we talk about the role of the young lady that mentioned before. She just mentioned about the people and their ability to meet change. You need to look at the people in your organization and ask yourself, are the people in my organization qualified enough? Do they have the skills to take me through change? Do they have the skills to help me implement change? Or do I need to bring somebody in? And if you say that you don't have the skills, or if you say that you have certain people in your organization who are skilled enough, you need to identify who they are. You might have a chief operating officer who's very skilled. So you need to implement his name in the strategy as being a key sponsor of the strategy at high level, because he has the understanding to help you work through the change management strategy. You need to talk about what issues you need to analyze as part of your strategy in the process of deciding or implementing the change. What will happen if I do it this way? What won't happen if I don't do it this way? What will happen if I don't do it this way? For example, if you're unemployed, like the gentleman from the Philippines, and you don't go on a plan of setting yourself personal goals of achievement and setting yourself a roadmap of change for yourself, change management of you yourself as an individual, soon you will grow old, become unemployable, and forever live in poverty. So change management is always based on the question of, what if I don't do it? What if I do it and do it wrong? What if I do and do it well? What will that bring? Ladies and gentlemen, the three critical areas you must question in order to implement change management are the situation, people and their roles, and issues for analysis. Does everybody understand what I just said? Does everybody understand what I just said? Let's stop that and ask, does anybody here not understand what I just said? Okay, let's talk to someone and check whether they understand. Angela Garcia. Hi, how are you? Can you unmute your microphone, young lady?
Yeah,
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good.
Tell me, do you understand what I mean by the different types of questions you have to ask in order to develop your strategy?
Yes, of course.
All right, tell me, Angela, is there any types of questions that you would like to suggest as examples so I can correct you? Give me 5 questions that you would ask about strategy for the company that you work for or for the business that you run. Any questions? Go ahead, please.
Actually, I don't have any questions because it seems like I understand that strategy, but as of now, I have an existing business, which is online business, and I already think about it. What should I change as this time? Because this time is already a pandemic time. It's different from the previous.
Okay, Angela, let me ask you, currently you run a brick and mortar business offline, is that right?
I'm online business.
You're online. And currently, how many people run the business, Angela?
Of course, as of now, I'm alone doing the business, but I have a lot of customers.
Let me give you some questions that I want you to think about before you come to change management too. Number 1, I want you to ask yourself these questions, Angela. Who is my customer profile? Who is my customer? Who are my customers? What are they? What age bracket are they? Are they male or female? How much do they have to earn a month to afford my product? And am I, my business, am I reaching them at the moment? All right. Question number 1. Question number 2, ask yourself, is my online business big enough to actually compete with other people running the same online business? And if you do know who your competitors are, I want you to write down their names. Okay, you follow?
Yes.
Number 3, I want you to ask yourself, post COVID-19, is the business you're running still selling the right product to meet today's market needs? Are you selling product at the right price? And Angela, I don't want to scare you, but you're competing with the likes of Amazon, Alibaba, Shopee, and the big boys. These guys, Amazon has something like 200 warehouses in different parts of the world. All their product is picked by robots, by artificial intelligence. People pack it and ship it. So what I'm asking you, can you supply your consumer the product at the same price or at a competitive price? Can you deliver it with the speed that Amazon would deliver your product? Or are you wasting your time with that product? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Angela?
yes.
And what you need to do, Angela, is go and search for the products you're selling on as many online retail stores as you can and start writing a business plan, which I'll offer you to send to me and I'll help you review it. But you need to do the analysis, Angela. This is not a 5-minute job. You should spend day after day. Go to every online shop in the world. check your product, take screenshots, find out where they're getting it from. Is it from the same supplier? What are they selling it for? Ask yourself the questions, Angela, because if you cannot bring in the product and sell it at the same price, you will fail. Do you understand
Yes.
that, Angela?
Yeah, yeah.
So you
Yeah.
need to ask yourselves, 4 important questions that one of the ladies here already highlighted. What are the strengths of my business now? What are the opportunities my business has going forward? What are the threats I face if I don't change? Okay, all right. I'll repeat, strengths. What are the strengths of my business? What are the weaknesses my business has at the moment? What are the opportunities I have that I have not explored? And what are the threats that I face if I don't change? Do you understand those 4 elements?
Yeah.
And, Angela, if you go to a website and look up SWOT, SWOT, or later you can email me directly and I'll send you some information about SWOT. I encourage you to start using SWOT before I run Change Management 2, because that will put you 1 step ahead. All right, Angela, does that help you?
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, let me go to another student here. Hi, Cedric. Can you suggest any other questions that people can use as part of strategy in developing change management roadmap? Can you give me some ideas
sir.
of some questions, please?
Yes, sir. The first question you must ask yourself is to know the product that you are going to sell.
Yes.
The second question that you must ask yourself, who is my customer?
Nice.
Am I retail?
Yes, go ahead.
So you must ask yourself also your competitors.
Right.
You must list your competitors and their weaknesses so
Yes,
that you
sir.
can come up with a good idea so that you can become eccentric and make them out of the business.
Thank you, Cedric. You said the magic word. You said 2 magic words. You mentioned the abbreviation of SWOT, but you said it in long term. What Cedric has said, you need to do the SWOT analysis, the strengths of your business, the weaknesses of your businesses, the opportunities your businesses has in front of it, by making sure you are selling the right product to the right market. Who is your market? Who is your customer mix? What is their demographics? So you don't waste money promoting it to the wrong market at the wrong price. And what are your threats? Who are your threats in the market and who are you competing against? Am I correct, Cedric?
Yes, you're correct. Another thing that you must do also is the trends and marketing strategy that you must use. Especially,
yes,
you must know also your management, business management.
Yes.
Your
Absolutely
organization
right.
structure. Your organization structure will help you to get good staffs, especially when you it ensures
Excellent.
that your employees understand their responsibilities.
Excellent.
And can perform tasks efficiently.
Good. Thank you, Cedric. You've covered the points exactly as I wanted to hear them. Thank you, sir. I'll talk to you again shortly. And what Cedric just covered, ladies and gentlemen, these are all points that I will cover in more detail as we move towards Change Management 2. Does anybody else have a question for me right now about what I've covered? I see a young lady who's been looking at me for some time. Madam Nurilla, would you like to unmute your microphone, ma'am? Hello, Nurilla. How can I help you today?
Hello.
Hi, Nurilla. Where
Hello,
are you
sir.
from, ma'am?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Kyrgyzstan.
I
Have
think
you
I've
ever
seen
heard
you
about?
once before in one of my sessions.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm talking about when I say change
Yes.
management?
Yeah. I
Right.
just want to say some words about my strategy.
Yes, go ahead, please. Tell me.
My business. I'm going to start online business teaching. You know, I told you that I'm a teacher.
Yes, I know.
At the American school. So
yes,
I'm going to open my own business online. So teaching online. So my first, I have to have my purpose. objectives are very important. What do I have to give to people? Benefits of my business, and also strict plan. I have to have my own plan for a week and for a month and for a year and for 3 years. How can I see my business, how it's running? So everything, I have to analyze it. And so it's very
Narilla,
important.
let me go back one step. You forgot it.
Yeah.
Before you even start, you're going to go into the education business. So you have to
Yeah.
have a clear mission and vision of what you're going to do to educate. You're going to inspire, you're going to educate to inspire a learning, understanding of students in a certain subject. That all has to be part of your mission, your vision, and your strategy. All right.
Yeah.
And your objectives have to be what happens when your number of students grow. Are you going to have a team of teachers as passionate as you to deliver that education? Number 3, at what point will you accept students and how many students can you handle? Because remember, Narilla, if you start the business and you do not get the right feedback, your business will die. Do you understand that, Narilla?
Yes, right. Yeah, you're
Narilla,
right. You're
and what I
absolutely
would
right.
advise you to do is you can communicate me later with email, as I advised the other lady. I'm happy for you to come up with an outline of a business plan and send it to me. I would happy to be working with you in my spare time and give you advice about how to get that business plan right. But you need to follow it through, and you also need to attend change management too. All right, would that be okay for you?
Yes.
Good, excellent.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
sir. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me go back to my presentation. Thank you. All right, can everybody see my presentation? Great. Okay, all right, let's go on. So what I'm going to talk about now, ladies and gentlemen, we've already covered this. We've said the situation, what is being changed, people and their roles, who will serve as high level, do we have the right people, and issues that you need to analyze, which we've covered. Now, there is a lot of tools out there you can use. There's SWOT and there's other tools, but I won't talk about them now because I want you to understand the basic principles of change management. And as we move into change management 2, I will give you examples and show you how to use the tools. So being able to implement change management means having a team, means building your team and building a team that will be able to take you through the change management process. So that comes back to the second question, people and their roles. You need to ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, do I have the right people? Do we have the right people in the organization? Do I have people qualified enough to make the change, or do I need to bring in consultants? You need to ask who will serve as the high-level sponsor. If you're running your own business, are you qualified enough to drive change, or do you need a consultant like Wally or some other consultant or academic to guide you on whether the change you're planning is correct, whether you have the right strategy, and to show you how to drive change? Change does not happen as a magic wand. Change requires discipline, academic principles, and strategy. All right. To effectively implement a team positioned for success, you as a leader or you as a member of team that wants to implement change must be able to identify during your strategy phase who are the people skilled enough to be involved. And when you ask yourself that question, you have to ask yourself 6 different elements that you need to answer for each of those team members before they come in. 1, are they committed? Are they a 9-to-5 worker like the gentleman from the Philippines who's unemployed, who only wants a job to earn money? Or is he somebody who's been serious and studied and improved his qualifications to get a career and to work hard and to come up with new ideas to improve the company he joins or bring advancement and productivity to his company? Is the worker that you're going to use or your employees, do they have a sense of commitment? Do you as the boss have the commitment? Are you or the people that you're going to bring in, do they have any knowledge or any expertise that they can contribute? Or are you just bringing them in for the sake of it because they're cheap, and they work for you. The next one, can they communicate effectively? Are they open to change, or will they put up negative walls because they don't want to change the things they're already doing? Communication. Able to communicate means able to listen, not hear. Does everybody know the difference between I listen and I hear? Most people in teams today hear. Information goes in one ear, out the other ear, and it's forgotten. That's not listening. That's not communication. Communication is where people listen, they ask questions, they analyze, they ask more questions and arouse more discussion. And as a team in the discussion, you agree on how to move forward or agree on ideas. The team members have to be open to cooperate and accept change. The team members have to be able to handle conflict management, because during change management, you might face resistance. People might say, no, that's stupid. Let's do it the way we always do it. So if the people that you put on the change management team, the people that are going to drive the change, if they can't deal with conflict and can't address conflict and overcome it, then they're not qualified to be on your team. And the people that you bring in have to have a connection to the business. They have to know your business and understand your business strategy in order to be able to be part of the team. So, commitment, contribution, communication, cooperation, conflict, and connection. Please memorize these 6 C's. Memorize the 6 C's. The team must represent all of the needed functional groups and roles necessary to manage your change initiative. So if you're going to change the way you produce sanitizers, your change management team should include your R&D, your factory production manager, the people responsible for different elements of the production cycle, also your raw material and the chain that supplies it to you. All elements have to be taken into account. You also have to make sure that you have the financial viability and funding to be able to pay the salaries and sustain the change management process. But remember, if you don't do it now, eventually you'll be out of business. So now might be a very good time to start looking at it and looking at how you do it within your budget. There must be accountability and responsibility during the change management process. The people that you bring into the process must take accountability for the amount of money that's going to be invested in change, and they must put themselves in your shoes. They must not just come to work for the sake of getting a salary. They must feel your business. They must understand your business. They must live and breathe your business. Does everybody understand what I mean by that, ladies and gentlemen? Can you wave your hand if you understand? Do you understand? Everybody wave your hands if you understand. Stop sitting there like monuments. Please, for the love of God, wave your hands. Roxanne, wave your hand if you understand, Roxanne. Good. Wave your hands, please. Christina, wave your hand. Win, wave your hand. Paul, do you understand what I'm saying, Paul? Wave your hand, Paul. Peter Conte, do you understand what I'm saying, Peter? Wave your hand. Deng, deng. Come on, come on. Stop being lazy, guys. Be active. Good, excellent. Oppo A3, do you understand what I'm saying, Miss Oppo? Wave your hand, Oppo. Wave your hand, Oppo A3S. Thank you. My co-host, could you send a message to Oppo A3S in the chat box and teach her how to change her name so she benefits and gets a certificate for this course, because she will not get a certificate for Oppo A3S. And this certificate will help her get a job because she will have attended basic course in change management. Could you show her how to change her name so she gets a certificate? Could you go through all the attendees, please, Govind, and message all of them in the chat box if they have not changed their name, please. Do it now, please, Govind. Okay. Marichu, do you have any questions so far, Marichu? Would you like to unmute your microphone, Marichu? Are you there, Marichu? Are you there, Marichu? All right, I'll come back to you, young lady. Thank you. Miss Rosalind David, do you have any questions so far, Rosalind? Do you want to unmute your microphone? Okay,
No,
good, Rosalind. I'll come back to you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to the presentation. Does everybody understand the 6 C's? Who can repeat the 6 C's to me? Did everybody write down the 6 C's? Wave your hands. Wave your hands if you wrote down the 6 C's now. Meryl San, did you write down the 6 C's, Mary San? Good, Mary San. Wake up, Mary San. Paul, did you write down the 6 C's, Paul? Wave your hand, Paul. Don't shake your head. Wave your hand. Zombies shake their head. Gentlemen wave their hands. People who want to succeed wave their hands. Zombies shake their heads. We're not zombies. We're people. We're educated people. Wave your hand. All right. Thank you. Karma, did you write down the 6 C's, Karma? Good, Karma. Excellent. Michelle Perales, did you write down the 6 C's? Excellent. Tofazal, did you write down the 6 C's, Tofazal? Wave your hand, Tofazal. Romel Delos, did you write down the 6 C's? Wave your hand, Romel. Good, excellent, thank you. Let's go back to the lesson. Okay, so let's just reiterate for the people that didn't wave their hand. The 6 C's are commitment, contribution, communication, cooperation, conflict management, and connection. Now, everybody in the change management process has to be able to answer this question. And you as a leader, you as the company owner, or you as the person tasked with developing the strategy have to answer this question as well. You have to answer the question, what's in it for me as the owner of the business? What's in it for us as a company? What's in it for my staff to go through change management? What's in it for my customer? So what's in it for me? What's in it for my company? What's in it for my customer? What's in it for my supplier? What's in it for my bottom line? What's in it for the people who work for me and have to undergo the change? You need to ask all these questions and you need to answer them on paper as part of your strategy. Okay. What's in it for me? In order to answer the question, change management leadership must create energy and engagement around the change. So you must be excited about changing. You must have a sense of enthusiasm in order to say to yourself, by me going through change management or driving myself through change management as an individual, I will stop being an unemployed loser. I will become employed and earn a salary to eventually support my family and not have to rely on my parents and live in poverty. What's in it for me? I will take my business from making $100 US a month to being a multi-million-dollar business. What's in it for my team? If my company is successful, my team will reap the rewards, because providing my company makes money, the team will get bonuses, the team will earn higher salaries, the team will have an opportunity for career advancement, career growth. What's in it for me? You need to ask yourself, you need to answer the questions, because only when you answer the question will you build a sense of momentum or a sense of motivation, a sense of arousal that will take you to drive the change. Okay, let's go back and talk to someone. Does everybody here understand what I mean by what's in it for me? Who can answer my question? Peter, do you understand what I mean by WIFM, Peter? Can you unmute your microphone, Peter?
Yes.
Are you there, Peter? Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
And what it means by asking yourself the question, what's in it for me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir. Go ahead. Talk, speak up.
Okay. In the first place, I'm a businessman. I'm running a hospitality business,
Yes, sir.
which is a hotel. Yes. So I just want to give you some example of what happened in recent times when I have other strong competitors within the same line of business within my
Yes.
locality. So I have the security guard who comes in and sometimes don't pay attention to his security post and do sleep a lot. And I realize that he's not contributing anything to the business.
Right.
He's not making that change that is
It wasn't
required.
adding anything to your bottom line. It was wasting money and
Exactly.
it wasn't bringing benefits. Go ahead.
Exactly. So he was not contributing anything. So there is nothing in him for the business. Okay.
Yes.
And also there is another situation in the same business wherein the company that was operating within our locality
Yes.
got shut down of operations. So which means most of our customers, we are not earning that much to like patronize with our business. So that drops down the customer base within that time.
All right.
So at the end of the day, I have to sit back. I have to sit back with all my staff and then sit to them. This is the business. We have to come in with new strategies and plan on how the business can move forward. Because if there is no business, there will be no salary for you. If there is no business, I will not gain anything from the business, and then we'll just be wasting our time.
Exactly right. So you've
So
answered the basic raw questions of what's in it for me. You've said to them that if we don't change, I will go out of business, you will become unemployed. So you've answered the question both for you as a company and for them as individuals. Is that right? Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
And you've also, part of what's in it for me, you've told them that providing we can implement this strategy positively, this is what it will bring. These are the rewards. Am I right?
Okay. Yes, you are right. Let me just share with you what we agreed on. We have too many staff. We have too many staff within the various units. So what we agree on, those who are in charge of managing the separate areas decided that we need to cut down staff. Because we have too many staff, the overhead is high and the little amount that we are getting is not sufficient to keep all the staff and also run the business. So we cut down on staff.
Yeah, but hold on. The way you go about cutting down staff should be strategically planned, and there should be a lot of analysis, HR work done to make sure that the staff you cut down are the right staff, because you don't want to give away the people that know your business and then have to recruit them again at a higher salary. So did you go through any specific exercise before you retrenched staff or before you fired staff?
Yes, yes. So this was agreed with some of the other staff that who are like multi-skills, who are like capable of doing different type of tasks at the same time, while they increase the number of work hours within their own schedules. And also we try to cut down on staff who are not like proactive, who are not like contributing much into the business.
So basically,
and this was done among themselves.
So basically you use the 6 C's that I just spoke about. Is that right?
Exactly.
Good, excellent. My dear friend, listen, I will share my email address with you later on at the end of this session. I would love to see your strategy and your plan, and I would love to give you some advice as an academic and a consultant for over 38 years. If I can help you as one of my students or as a prospective student, I'd be happy to do that for you. All right?
Okay.
It's my pleasure, sir. You're welcome. Thank you. All right. You just heard from our colleague here and one of your fellow students about how his company is going through change management. And what he said were golden words, because his company is facing real issues. Because of COVID-19, his business suffered. His business is suffering. One of the competitors closed. His business has suffered. So if he doesn't take action now to change his strategy and to refocus the type of business that he's running, he will eventually go out of business. Does everybody understand that? Do you understand that, everyone? Yes, okay, all right. All right, okay, let's go back to my presentation. Thank you so much for your input there. Mr. Govind, can you give my email address to that gentleman in a private message, please? Can you share my email address with that gentleman now in a private message, please, Govind? And he's welcome to email me. Share my eh.wally1 email address with him, please, Govind. eh.wally1. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation. All right, so as we just spoke to our fellow participant, again, the 6 C's are an important factor in picking the right members of your team, as he just explained. As he just explained, the question, what's in it for me, is critical. And it's a question he has to discuss with his key people and the whole team as he moves down through the team. Factors that influence what's in it for me. The nature of the change. What is it that you want to change? How deep will that change be? The organizational context for change. How many people in the organization are going to be affected? And what are the implications? Does it mean people losing their jobs? Does it mean reducing my costs? Does it mean paying more? Or can I get cost savings elsewhere in order to implement these changes? An employee's personal situation. What will happen to the employees who have served you loyally for years if you have to do away with them because of the change that you're going to implement? And what motivates the person as an individual to actually take part in change management and helping you implement the change? I repeat, the factors that influence what's in it for me. You should ask yourself these questions and ask these questions as an employee that's going to go through change management, and also ask the same questions for the people who are going to be affected by change management. Also, you need to build your support before you start implementing the change management process. You need to have the correct support base in place for you to implement change management. Having the correct support base means having people with commitment, contribution, communication, cooperation, conflict management, and connection. Effective communications are essential for building support throughout the business organization. Effective communications, ladies and gentlemen, are critical. So if you want to build the support, you must have a channel of effective communication, like the gentleman that just gave us example, where you can speak to your key management personnel and discuss the issues that are facing your business and what's in it for me? What if I don't implement change management? What will happen? My business will fold. What's in it for each of you if we don't implement change management? What's in it for you if we do implement change management? You need to have a clear communication path. Communication is essential in building the support. you need in order to go through change management or to support throughout the organization as you go through developing the strategy and implementing change management. If you don't have effective communication during the implementation stage of change management, you will fail and you will go out of business much sooner than you expected. It's just as bad as not implementing change management. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever communicates with people that are going to be impacted by change, the person doing the communication or the people in your team who are going to communicate, they must have a very clear understanding of the overall change. They must know the strategy inside out. They must understand your business. They cannot just be somebody that you employed yesterday. They have to understand the reasons for the change, how the change will take place, what are the impacts of the change, and how will the change align the business with its new vision as a result of the change. These people must understand the risks. They must understand that if they don't play their role and deliver trust in what they're doing to the staff below them, if they do not earn the trust of the people below them, then change will fail. They must be able to clearly understand what are the risks of failing or not changing, and they must be able to deliver that message to their team and the people below so that everybody impacted by the change understands how important it is for them to get it right. Communications options are many, including email, presentations, postings on the organization's intranet, flyers and circulars, banners, online or phone conferences, and special social events. I want you to think about these, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop for a 3-minute break, let you all grab a glass of water or a coffee. We'll be back here in 3 minutes' time. Can everybody's back? Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put in the chat box a link. Please download that link and save it immediately because you're going to need it. Mr. Melvin, I sent the link to you in our Business Talk group in WhatsApp. Can you save it in case you need to share it again, please? Ladies and gentlemen, I've sent you a link now in the chat box. Can everybody download this link now? Everybody, do it now, please. Everybody, do it now, please. Can everybody wave their hands to me once they've downloaded the link and opened it? Wave your hands once you've made the download. Wave your hand once you've done the download. Thank you. Roxanne, have you downloaded? Come on, Roxanne, stop wasting time. Ting, have you downloaded? Thank you. Mulaza, have you downloaded? Mr. Mulaza, Ivan, have you downloaded the link? Good, excellent. Roxanne, have you downloaded the link? Everybody has downloaded the link? Thank you, sir. Thank you, Roxanne. Okay. Gwyn T, have you downloaded the link? Thank you, Gwyn T. Hurry up, Gwyn T. Stop wasting time. Ishiring Choden, have you downloaded the link? Wave your hand. Ishidin, wave your hand if you downloaded the link. Good, excellent, thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the link that I just shared with you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a simple checklist that I want you to download and start using this before I see you at Change Management 2. I want you to do this about yourself or about your organization. I want you to ask yourself, do you have a communication plan? Yes or no? And if so, who are the people you're going to communicate with? I want their name and their position. Have you identified your key stakeholders in your strategy on changing? Whether it's to change you, your personal life and getting a job or being successful, or to change something in the company you work with, or to change the business that you run. Have you identified your different stakeholders and groups? I want to know, yes or no, who are the groups and who are your stakeholders? Do you have a nominated communication lead? Who's going to lead the communication about change management? Do you have somebody able to do it, or you need to get someone in to help you? Are you or anybody in your business educated in the methods of communication channels available, or do you need help from somebody like me? Ask yourself the questions. All right, next one, change management plan. Number one, do you have a change management plan? In order for you to have a change management plan, you must have a strategy. Is your governance structure in place? Do you have a project team or a project board, a project manager, a change team? Have you actually started building a team that will be able to guide the change? Does the team or members of this team meet the 6 C's? All right. If they don't meet the 6 C's, what is the point of having them? Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a team, all right, if you have a team and that team does not answer to the 6 C's, if you can't answer the 6 C's, then why do you need the team? You're wasting your time. It means you're not ready for change. Ladies and gentlemen, for you to be able to manage change or go through change effectively, the project board, the change team, all have to meet the 6 C's that I showed you. Does everybody understand that? You must meet the 6 C's. If you don't have the 6 C's, you will not succeed. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? All right. Are your change activities included in the project plan and aligned with your project milestones? Your project plan is a result of the strategy that you document. Once you've got a strategy and you have developed a team, they must develop a project plan and a timeline to achieve the change. If there is no timeline, it will never happen. Do not start. How will you communicate the change to your staff? You need to answer these questions. I want you to list exactly how you do it, because unless you can list exactly how you're going to do each and every one of these, you can't go through it. It means you're not ready for it. Does everybody understand that? Does everybody understand that? Again, the same here. If you don't have these people in place, you're not ready for change. All right, let me take some questions. All right, does anybody have any questions about using the change list that I shared with you? Anybody? Roxanne, do you have any questions? Roxanne, do you want to unmute your microphone and ask? Good, Roxanne, you're listening. Very good. Roxanne, I'm still waiting for your email regarding your husband and how we're going to plan to get your husband a better job. You promised me 3 months ago, Roxanne. I'm starting to question your motivation, Roxanne. What is happening to you, young lady? All right, good, excellent. All right, let's go back and ask another question. Anna Gwynn, do you understand the checklist I just sent you? Can you wave to me, Anna? Good, excellent. Where's the young man who's unemployed in the Philippines? Where are you? Can you wave your hand to me? Where is that young man that I want to get a job for? Wave your hand, don't be shy. Where are you? Unmute your microphone and talk to me, young man. The gentleman who's unemployed in the Philippines, unmute your microphone and talk to me. Are you there? All right, are you there or not? Okay, when you're ready. Okay, let's talk to someone else. Naisik Ain. Hello, Naisik. Open your microphone, young man.
Hello.
Naisik, what did I tell you about dressing properly for a Zoom meeting?
Yes.
Why are you
I
wearing
think
a singlet today, man? Are you hot?
no, my horse was stopped
Okay.
my video.
Okay.
I cannot
Open your
start my
picture.
video.
Put on your, I want to see your camera. Open your camera.
Yes, I cannot start my video because the horse.
Okay, all right, that's okay, mate. It's okay, share it. It's fine. So, Naisik, do you understand the checklist that I've just given you?
Yes, I understand.
What I want
So
you to do, Naisik, I want you to fill in that checklist about your plan to change yourself. Do you understand that, mate?
Yes, I understand.
All right. And Nasik, I want you to email me the answer to the checklist by Sunday this week. All right, Nasik, don't worry about everybody else. You know how much I'm focused on making you successful. Am I right or wrong, Nasik? So
Exactly
stop
right.
being a lazy bum, Nasik. Do the homework. Fill in the answer about your change management plan to change yourself and make yourself work for a decent salary and get a decent job. I want you to come up with a change management plan for you as a person. Do you understand that, Nasik?
Yes, I understand, teacher.
So when will I have your email, Nasik? By Sunday or Monday?
Yes, I will try, teacher.
Good, excellent. Thank you, Nasik. Does anybody else have any questions about the checklist I've shared with you? John Maluza, do you have any questions, sir? Would you like to open your microphone? Hi, John.
Yes.
Go ahead,
Good
John.
afternoon, sir.
Can you speak up?
Yes,
Raise your voice, please.
Concerning the change of management, I'm not fully equipped with the knowledge that I've gotten concerning the change of management, where the SWOT analysis is concerned.
Right. John, today's session is supposed to open your mushy brains, take out the mashed potato out of your head, and start to get you thinking of change management. That's what I want it to do. I know that you need tools like SWOT analysis and other tools. I will teach you those in change management too, which will be next week. All right. But for this week, I need you to understand the basic concepts and start thinking of the components in the checklist. Do you understand that, John?
Yes.
Good on you, mate. Thank you,
Yes.
John. I'll see you at next week's lesson. And Govind, can you send my email to John Maluza as well? John, if you have any questions before the next session, please email me directly. Is that all right, John?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Govind,
Yes.
send my email to Mr. John Maluza, please, in a private chat. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to the rest of today's session.
Thank you.
My pleasure, sir. All right, so let's go back to the checklist. Does everybody understand everything I pointed out in the checklist? I've given you the link to this checklist so you can download it and use it to help you improve. And as you go through session 2 of change management, I will give you more complicated checklists that you need to do when you start change management and at the end of change management. But let's get through lesson 1 so you can start thinking before we approach lesson 2. All right, let's go back to our PowerPoint. All right. All right, so communication, as you've just learned, is critical. And I want you to go through the checklist I've just shared with you and do the homework before the next BIS talk, which is change management 2. Beforehand, before you start change management, communicators should identify and segment their audience groups. You should craft messages that address different levels of the people who work for you. People in management require more information. People at the lower level require a more simple message about what's in it for them. What will change management do to improve their jobs? What's in it for them if they do not cooperate through change management? Executive sponsorship. The CEO of the company must deliver a clear message which is communicated by all the communication team to everyone, that the CEO is driving this project and that everybody, as well as the CEO, will play a role in this. Everybody has to be made to feel important. Even the factory cleaner, the factory packers, the people that unload trucks, all of them must be able to understand in a simple language why change management is important, how they will play part of it, how it will help them, and what are the consequences if they don't cooperate. The people that communicate, the managers below you, the people that you put on your change management project committee have to have ready access to business information. They must be able to have an open line to communicate with all the middle managers and junior managers, executives, and all the staff. They must have an open and clear channel of communication so they can deliver the message clearly. And remember, 6 C's are critical to all the members of the team who's going to communicate with the organization. The next element we must look at, ladies and gentlemen, is the knowledge and your ability to understand the knowledge and the knowledge required, and your perception, the ability for you to be able to have the right perception in order to plan change management and implement it correctly. There's a very simple formula I'm going to want you to study before I meet you again. Please write this down, because you will not get this PowerPoint presentation until you've completed Change Management 2. Because if I give you this, then you won't turn up to Change Management 2. So the first principle is being aware, awareness. I understand why I need change management. We as a company understand why. Desire. You and the team that steer change management have to have a desire. You have to have K, you have to have knowledge. You have to have ability, and you have to have the support team to steer the change. Not only the management team that communicates and drives the change, but you need to have the support people on the ground who will implement the change. So A, awareness, D, desire, K, knowledge, A, ability, R, reinforcement. Okay. I'm going to unmute all your microphones, and I want everybody to repeat as a group what I'm going to say. All right, everybody. Where is this? Hold on, guys. I can't. Just wait with me for a minute.
So it means need to talk. This one. Right.
Govind, everybody unmute your microphones quickly now. Everybody. Everybody unmute your microphone now.
Hindi naman pwede.
Okay na po.
Hello, sister.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, hello, sir.
Hi.
Hello.
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 Yes, hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Listen. To me.
Awareness, desire, knowledge, enforcement.
Everybody repeat after me. Awareness.
Awareness. Desire. Please turn off the microphone, please.
It's not working.
Please.
Everybody, it's not working.
Unmute, Mr. Ali, unmute.
All right, can everybody hear me? I want you all to repeat: awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, and reinforcement. Please write these down. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at what drives change management. Let's look at what's required. Ladies and gentlemen, two things are required: motivation and performance and time. The first element that works against you is if you have people that deny, are in denial, that are not prepared to accept change management. That's your first point that you have to fix, all right? So the first point that you have to fix is, denial. The next point you have to fix is building a sense of realization in the whole company that change management is needed. Like the gentleman with the hospitality business, he told his staff that if we don't go down the road to change, the business will go out of business, they will be unemployed. Because a lot of staff that work for you, all they care about is their salary, and they're in denial. So you have to overcome the denial by making realization happen, by actually communicating and building a sense of awareness and realization that change management is inevitable. That if you don't change, what's in it for me? Become unemployed, company closing down, and failure. If you do change, what's in it for me? Success, salary increment, promotion, career. The next element you have to deal with is resistance and anger. People have to be able to understand that people in the company, people that might be affected with the change, might be angry. You need to deal with that. If you can't deal with that, then it will work against you and change management will fail. The event that somebody gets so angry and says, this is stupid, you must be ready to let that person go if you need to. Because if you keep the dirty, rotten apple in the organization, he will build resistance for everybody else. And his anger will travel and there'll be no change management. It will fail. So if somebody has resistance, you have to be ready to let them go. You have to actually start searching deep as to what you will do if they have to go. What will you do and how will you replace them? That has to be part of your strategy. You have to understand very clearly the meaning of changes. By implementing these changes, this is what will happen. The company will increase the bottom line, increase productivity. If we don't do it, we'll be out of business. There has to be a clear understanding of the meaning of change. And that change has to be internalized. Ladies and gentlemen, how can the change be internalized? It can only be internalized if you have a clear strategy, if you have people on the team that answer to the 6 C's. That's how change management starts. That's how change management kicks off. In Change Management 2 next week, we will talk about the second element of change management, which are the tools you need and the analysis strategies that you need to implement change management. And I will give you those tools next week. However, for me to help you, you go away this week and do the checklist and start thinking of ADKA, which I just taught you, all right? And write down how ADKA is going to be implemented for you. So next week, when I start giving you the tools and the paperwork and the framework to do change management, you have a basic understanding. Otherwise, you will not be able to handle next week's session. Does everybody understand what I mean by that today? Yes or no? Wave your hands. Wave your hands, please. Come on. Parwana, wave your hand, Parwana. Wave your hand, Christina T. Opog. Wave your hand, please, Mr. Dahal. Have you understood anything I've said, Mr. Kendra Dahal? Can you wave your hand? Gwyn Van Min, Helios, can you wave your hand if you understand? Thank you. Junior Watashira, do you understand what I've said, Mr. Junior Watahira? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Amya too. Do you understand what I've said? Amya, thank you. Ting Jin Yo, do you understand what I've said, Ting Jin? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed today's session. Today is Change Management 1. It's a brief session because I need to open your minds to think of the basic principles of change management. In our next session, we'll talk about very much more complicated elements of change management, which you will need to understand in order to actually implement change management. Please make sure you attend Change Management 2, which will be advertised next week on our social media, YouTube. Mr. Govind, could you share our social media in the chat box, please? Can you share our social media in the chat box, please? My colleague is sharing our social media. Govind, social media. Thank you, Govind. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you've enjoyed my Biz Talk, I speak with 38 years experience as a market leader in teaching business and change management. You need to start listening. This is only the basic groundwork of change management. I can't teach you a critical, important element that is going to change your business and your life in 2 hours. So please, this is Change Management 1. There will be Change Management 2. And if need be, I will do Change Management 3 for you. But please, it means you making sure that you attend every session, and it means making sure that you do the homework I've assigned. Please go through the change management checklist, and for each and every one of the 250 people here today, make sure you have a change management checklist drafted before I see you again, as I might ask you to show it to me and my class. Do you understand that, everyone? Wave your hands. And if you don't want to share your change management list with the class, that's fine. You will just share it with me privately, but you still must prepare the change management checklist. That goes for you, Miss Galina, goes for you, Miss Malika. I want you to stop being lazy and start getting out of your mushy brain, mashed potato brain. Forgive me for saying that, everyone, but your heads right now are filled with mashed potatoes because no one from an international perspective has spoken to you about these principles before. I come with 38 years exposure to multinational organizations all over the world. What you learned in your own country is only a fraction. Please listen to what I'm saying and start using the elements that I'm teaching you. Start attending BizTalk. The certificate you get for BizTalk 1, Change Management 1, sorry, the certificate you get for BizTalk 31 and 32, which will be Change Management 1, Change Management 2, will actually help you next time you apply for a job, because you've learned important disciplines in business, which are important to any company, especially post-COVID-19. Do you all understand that? If you've enjoyed my Biz Talk, please go to WhatsApp and message if you know your consultant that invited you. If you don't know your consultant, please go to our social media, go to YouTube, the Apex Stories, and leave a message in YouTube. Say, I enjoyed Change Management 1 with Mr. Wally. Say that I want to learn more. Go to Facebook, go to Instagram, like our page, follow our page, join us and learn so you can actually instill change management in your life or in your business. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what change management is, and if you don't learn the art of change management, Cedric, Antani, Natalisa, Sangha, Marisol, Julie Ann, Econom, if you don't learn these critical elements, you will never find a job, you will remain unemployed, you will never get promoted. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 has killed millions. The world of business will never be the same. Every business on the face of the earth needs change management now in order to survive. Think of how important this skill will be to you in getting a job or showing your boss that you care, that you're passionate, and that you're worth a promotion. This could mean your promotion, your employability, and your company's survival. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been my pleasure delivering BizTalk 2. I would love to hear from any of you. I would love to share examples and give you ideas on how to improve and how to make sure that you have the right strategy and plan in place. But for me to do that, you have to attend Change Management 2 first. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask? Let me know and I'll unmute your microphone. Marisol Liana, would you like to unmute your microphone, Marisol? Hi, Marisol.
Hello.
Hi, where are you from,
Hello,
young
sir.
lady?
Hi,
Where are you from?
from Africa, South Africa.
Good. Marisol, have you learned anything from Change Management 1 today?
Yes, I have learned a lot.
Okay, Marisol, are you working? Are you unemployed? Or are you trying to run your own business?
I'm still studying. I'm a student. And
well, Marisol, if you can
hoping
learn this
I
today
have my
from
own
me,
business.
being an international lecturer, you've already got an extra qualification, which will help you a lot more than what you're studying. Marisol, I encourage you to follow me through BizTalk. And I also encourage you, Marisol, to join us for a diploma or postgraduate diploma offered by our school. Do it while you're studying. So once you graduate from a local African university, which has no international recognition, you will be one step ahead of all your fellow students because you would have also satisfied a very distinguished postgraduate or you would have already completed and earned a very distinguished diploma or postgraduate diploma with a school in Singapore, which will give you international recognition. So right now, Marisol, when you graduate, you're only going to have an African qualification. That qualification carries very little recognition worldwide. If you get our qualification at the same time and you only have to study for 6 or 8 hours a week at night or on a Saturday, by the time you graduate, you'll be one step ahead of everybody else in your country because you'll have an international qualification. Do you follow what I'm saying, Marisol?
Yes, I'm going to follow you.
Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome, Marisol. I welcome you. I welcome all of you to join BizTalk. I look forward to seeing all of you at my next class. Marisol, if you have any questions, don't be shy to ask. I'm here to help. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, can I speak to Julie Ann Ongon? Hello, Julie. Hi, Julie. Can you unmute your microphone, Julie? Hello, Julie. Hello, Julie. Where are you from?
Philippines,
What part of the Philippines? Batangas, Manila, where?
Manila.
All right. I love Manila. I love Batangas. I used to go to the Philippines 1 week every month for 5 years. I was executive vice president HR, and I used to go there to recruit captains for our ships when I was in the shipping business. So I love the Philippines, and I love eating pork adobo and chicken adobo and beef adobo, and I love Filipino food. I also love seeing young Filipino ladies and gentlemen succeed. I have helped thousands of Filipino people leave the Philippines and work for a very big salary overseas. Julie Ann, tell me, are you studying at the moment or are you working?
I am currently working.
What are you doing? Don't tell me the company, just the job. What is your role?
I am an accounting analyst.
All right. Can I ask you, Julianne, are you happy where you are? Are you happy with the low salary they're paying you? Or are you looking to improve your career?
I am looking to improve my career.
All right. Julianne, I want you to start thinking about change management. I want you to start thinking about how these change management ideas can help you go to your company and suggest to them by saying, listen, I've been studying and I think these will help us change, because that will get you recognition and promotion. All right. But another thing, Julianne, are you studying currently with Kingston International School? Are you trying to get a foreign diploma with us or not?
I applied a student visa.
All right. What I suggest you do, Julianne, currently with the student visa, it's very hard to get approval because of COVID-19. Julianne, I suggest you talk to the consultant that is doing the student visa for you and ask them to get you into our diploma that's starting in April. Join the diploma classes to get you off and going so you don't have to sit around and wait while you're applying for a student visa. But at least the diploma modules will get you prepared, and it will also give you a much better chance of getting approval. Do you understand what I'm saying, Julianne?
Yes, Sir Wally.
And I look forward to seeing you in Singapore as a student, Julianne. I would love to see another Filipino young lady get a job and earn 2,000 US dollars a month. I pray for you, young lady. Stay positive, stay motivated, and please make sure you join me for change management too. All right? Okay, Julianne?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Does anybody else want to talk to me? Junior, you want to talk to me, Junior? I'm going to talk to you, Junior. I've been looking at you for 3 hours. I have to talk to you. Where are you, Junior? You keep running away. Hello, Junior. Unmute your microphone.
Okay.
Hi, Junior. How can I help you, mate?
Yeah, I was really enjoying the session because I'm also studying business management in International Business Institution of Berlin, Germany.
Right.
Currently, I hold 5 diplomas of program diplomas of financial management, global governance, project management, and strategy management. Now, currently, I'm working on my 5th diploma program, which is innovation management. But
well, can I ask you something, Junior?
Yeah.
Why did you choose Germany? Are you there, Junior?
I was going to finding scholarship, then I didn't get any
All right,
scholarship
good.
because
Excellent. I
I'm high
understand.
school,
Okay.
and
Okay.
Then I searched online for program that cheaper, which it can help me because I didn't have much finance to sustain my education. So I searched online and I came up with Berlin. I came up with Berlin, Germany. So which is I was currently I'm living in Australia, working in Australia, and PLS, that is the seasonal workers program that distribute around the Pacific.
All right.
I'm from Solomon Island, by the way, and yeah, currently I'm living in Australia and working a full time.
Nice.
That is, my contract will last for July 24.
Well, I'm an Australian, Junior. What part of Australia are you living in?
I'm living in New South Wales. That is
All right.
Singleton, regional town.
Let me just give you some advice, Junior. You know, German education is great. However, Germany, when it goes to Australia, doesn't carry the same level as recognition as Singapore. You need to ask yourself, what are you going to do after you finish this current project? All right. I'm just giving you some ideas.
Yeah.
And 2, you need to start talking to future companies in Australia to ask them whether they would consider you based on what you've got now, or they would like you to get some Asian qualification, simply because the Singapore academic framework is very much British and is very much superior to what you've got now in your own country. And it's very much closer to the way of thinking Australian companies think. Our postgraduate diploma, which you would qualify for now, would teach you the case studies and the principles you would use with any Australian company. And it's only 10 months and the cost is very low. In actual fact, Govind, can you send Mr. Junior my email address? Junior, my co-host will give you my email address in the chat group now. He will send it to you in a private message. If you want to email me tomorrow and I can answer questions and try to help you. But I encourage you, Junior, in the meantime, to follow my Biz Talks and collect the certificates and submit your homework to me and let me help you, because whatever you learn from me, you can take to whatever company you go through. And not only your company in Australia, but any company, as you know now, is going through a hard time. And they're all looking for young guys like you to talk about change management and to steer that. All right, mate? Does that help you, Junior?
Yeah. Currently, because I set up on Facebook and I see you.
Yeah.
I see you talk about the change management.
Yes.
Because currently I'm back from my Solomon Island. I run a smaller business that is transportation, but I run it as taxi. I generate money here in Australia. I send back to family.
Right. Okay. What's your question?
Back home, and I bought a car because I learned how because you teach me about how change management is go about, and with my previous educational background, that is I came about many strategies and the
All right, so
key
what is
ideas
your
that I
question,
will go-
Junior? What is your
I will-
question? What is your question? Has tonight's lesson helped you or given you ideas about change management?
It's really broadened my knowledge about.
Good, excellent. Okay, Junior, I encourage you to join me for change management next week, next Saturday. It'll be either next Saturday or next Monday.
Yeah.
And next week we'll go into much more detailed approaches, and that will help you more. I look forward to talking to you again, Junior. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, from all of us here in Singapore, I would like to speak to all of you, but I can't. But I'll definitely try to speak to more of you in the next session. I will speak to 2 more people today. Mr. Adelton Safari, would you like to unmute your microphone, Adelton? Hi, Adelton, how can I help you?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi, how can I help you?
Mine, I just want to appreciate you. You've really given me an amazing ideas.
Adelton, I'm an academic,
Hello.
sir. I'm here to motivate and inspire education. Adelton, if I've helped you think a little bit, you've done me justice. Thank you, sir, for recognizing it. And Adelton, I'd like to see you attend my BIS talk more often, sir. I would like to see you benefit. And Adelton, my co-host will share my work email, my direct email with you. Govind, can you share my email with Adelton? Adelton, if you'd like to get any other information or you need some direct help, please email me directly. Is that all right with you, Adelton? I'll see you at Change Management 2. Thank you so much for your help. And Adelton, please help me. Go to social media on Facebook or go to YouTube and post a message about my talk today, will you? Please, thank you.
I will.
Is that okay with you,
Thank
Adelton?
you.
Thanks, Adelton. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes,
I
I'm
can't
okay,
talk
sir.
to
Thank you.
everybody. I'm running out of time. I can talk to one more person. Let me talk to one more person. Can somebody wave to me? Let's talk. Okay, I've got one more person here. Deborah Kayanova. Deborah Kayangoa. Hello, Deborah. Can you unmute your microphone, please, Deborah?
Hello.
Hi, Deborah. How can I help you today?
Okay, hi. I'm Deborah from Malawi.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
And
How can I help you?
Question on strategy. I have a question on
Yeah, go ahead. How can I help you?
strategy. So, like, can I also use the ideas on thinking about my business, and what guidelines can I follow?
Deborah, I can't hear you. Just a quick question. What is your question? Can you speak up louder?
Okay, I was asking about the strategy.
Right.
And then I was asking what strategic ideas can I use to advertise my my
Deborah,
company?
what you're asking me,
business I'm doing.
all right, what you're asking me to do is to go into lesson 2. What I want you to do today, Deborah, is think about the checklist that I've given you. I've sent you a checklist. Did you download that checklist? What I want you to do with that checklist is answer that before we go to Change Management 2. And during that, think of the 6 C's that I told you about. And I promise you, Deborah, after the next lesson, I will be able to, you would have answered your own question, because the next lesson will go into very complex analysis and means of strategy, Deborah, which will give you the answers you need. Are you okay with that, Deborah?
Okay.
I'll see you at
thank you.
I'll see you at Change Management 2. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay,
from
thank
me,
you.
you're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, from me down under here in Singapore, a little island, one of the world's most economically developed countries and one of the leading economies in Asia and Southeast Asia, I thank you for joining me today. I hope that you will join me not only for this talk, but one day become my students. I am an academic. Academia is my life, teaching people and helping people learn and instilling an education where people can use the principles I teach to make themselves successful, whether it's in business or in life, is what I live for. Thank you for inspiring me here today by being here. I look forward to seeing you all at Change Management 2. Please follow YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Please give me a like if you've enjoyed my sessions. I look forward to seeing you all next week. From myself and my co-host, Mr. Govind, we love you all. We'll see you again soon. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye. Wave to me, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Lorenzo. See you again soon, Lorenzo. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all. Good night.